Vinny, what's up, dude? What's up, Vinny? How you doing, brother? Nah, nah, nah. Yeah, I've been away for too long. I've just been traveling and stuff, so and I'm always just like, yeah, been lacking. I've been lacking on the streams, but I appreciate you being here, boss. Welcome everyone. Let me make sure I send out an appropriate tweet. Oops, sorry, Magica. I keep going live on Magica's thing. I have to message him soon to see if he gets annoyed with me doing that. But anyways, we are live on the LP Army TV on the YouTube channel, as you can see. So let me grab this and we will get this posted up live now. Tune in. Alright, perfect. Oh, Delusion. Div is here. I know. I remember you, Div. I remember. Welcome, everyone else. Samber, I haven't been trenched in a minute getting back into it. Yeah, so one thing I did want to talk about real quick just to start everything off is I went through a lot of my positions. Agartha, I opened today. 6-7, I've been in forever. Gabagool, I round-tripped a lot of money on this one, unfortunately. But as you can see, we are still at 173 Soul, despite my dumb moves recently, just because of Soul being so low. But yeah, what I wanted to say was, last night actually, was it last night that Soul went down to $96 or 95? I think it was last night. I don't know how, I can't remember. But I went through and I cleaned up a lot of the dust that I had. Some of the stuff I was like down bad on, waiting for a bounce, and I was like, Solana is just so damn low that I was like, whatever. Oh, what's up, STE? How you doing, boss? It's been a little bit. Yeah, Div, give me one. Give me one, Div. Give me one. I have my T Div. We're ready to go. Solana's 73 pounds, or yeah, pounds, right? In UK. That's wild. Yeah, the pound is pretty strong, right, against the US dollar right now. So I read that basically the reason for the market-wide dump was due to, let me make sure this sound is okay. The reason for the market-wide dump was that there's a new Fed chair being appointed, and apparently he's more aggressive. ChatGPT told me he was more hawkish, which means he might keep interest rates high just to strengthen the US dollar, which is why we saw the sell-off on metals, why we saw this sell-off on assets. Bro, AFK. I had someone respond to my Twitter post today shilling AFK. I wonder if that's part of you. Yo, Crime, can you explain Meteor LP pools? Bro, I'm lost. I'm trying to learn that shit. Yes, I got you. That is the whole purpose of the stream, so perfect that you joined it. Wait on Me by Larry June. I got you, Div. Don't you worry. Let me sip this tea. Aiden Mayer, you think it's gonna dip a little more? I have no idea. Like I said, I was converting a lot of my dust tokens or more dead tokens to Solana, so like I'm always looking to, like, I'm trying to DCA here, even though I don't really have like more cash to infuse technically right now. Yeah, I'm bullish. So Aiden, let me know, what have you heard about Meteor LPs? What do you want to know? Because we can just we can start from what you've heard, you know, and then we can move on from there. If you don't know anything, that's fine, but like even just a sliver, anything at all would help me out, just so I know where to start for you. I'm taking Babe Blade. What does that even mean, Div? He says, wait on me. I'm queuing it, Div. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Alright, I queued it, Div. Explain like I'm a 5th grader. I only know trading. What happened? What happened to my music? Did my mic die? Can you hear me? It sounds like it's working. Wait. Uno más. Yeah, I don't know. It's so stupid. We can hear? Okay. I don't know, like, my computer actually has, like, issues. Wait, I think my whole computer might actually crash, so stick with me. Okay. Explain like you're a 5th grader. Say I own 1% of a coin, how to make money with LP. So, basically, Meteora, at the very basis of everything, you can think about it as limit orders. Why everybody PvPing? We'll get into that. You can think about Meteora as limit orders that you get, that you can charge tax on. I like it, Div. So, for example, I'll give you an example real quick. Benham. This is actually a decent looking token. We'll probably open an LP on this pool. It was a Pips shill in the Telegram, so he's been on fire. So I'm probably gonna LP this, anyways. Right. Normally, traditional trading involves a lot of market orders, especially on Axiom. Obviously, some Axiom traders probably use limit orders, but for the vast majority of them, they are looking at the chart and they are going to be using market orders to get in. So let's say you have 1 SOL. Let's say you're trying to get exposure to this token, right? You have 1 SOL. You're like, okay. Your first option, most Axiom traders or whatever terminal you're trading on, are going to buy 1 SOL spot here. So when I'm saying 1 SOL spot, that means that you're holding the tokens in your wallet. You've swapped your Solana to the tokens via market order. So now you're holding 1 SOL worth of the tokens at this price, right? On Meteora, the strategy that I normally teach is going to be to go one-sided Solana liquidity pool. So what that means is, instead of having your 1 Solana and instantly swapping it to the token at this current price level, which is 266k. Instead, my strategy is utilizing Meteora. So we're actually going to show you how to do this live. So we're going to grab the CA, go on over to Meteora, go to pools, right? And this looks complicated right now. What pools do I choose? Blah, blah, blah. It's okay. It's not that hard. So instead, what you're going to do is, right, when you put in 1 Solana here, this is what you are looking at when you're entering a DLMM. Liquidity pool, DLMM mean the same thing. DLMM is a type of liquidity pool. So basically, the DLMM is going to take my 1 Solana and it's going to split it between a bunch of different buy limit orders. Okay? You can think about these as buy limit orders. We call them bins on Meteora, but for example, right, it's taking your 1 Solana, and the top of this range, right, this dotted line on the very right side is the current price. Everything to the left of this is going to be buy limit orders below the current price. So basically, if you took this curve, this visual we're looking at, and you flip it vertical, right? So the dotted line is now going to be up here, and the bottom of the range is going to be right here. So basically, anything below this is going to be below the current price. So now your Solana is split up between a bunch of different buy limit orders all the way down, right? And now the cool thing on Meteora is that you're able to determine how wide you want to go. So typically, you guys have probably heard me say, I recommend people going at least minus 87%. Sometimes this isn't ideal on new tokens because you have to pay non-refundable SOL. In this case, you can see that. But on popular tokens that you would be LPing, usually these bins are going to be paid for. You can usually accomplish this range. Anyways, going back to the chart that we're talking about. So Meteora, right, you saw that visual, right? All these little buy limit orders. So basically they translate to the chart like this, right? So now this is your Solana. Your 1 Solana, instead of being all in right here, your 1 Solana is instead broken up between a bunch of different little limit buy orders going all the way down. You see how this thing I'm drawing is basically the same diagram. It's basically the same visual we see here. It's just flipped vertical. So basically this is the same, this is replicating or giving you a visual on the chart. So now that you understand that our 1 Solana, instead, when we're entering a liquidity pool, is broken up between a very wide range, right? So just from what I've drawn, we can go over here and we can see actually how low this bottom bracket would be. So this is only 73% down. That's not very much, to be honest. This thing could easily drop 75% in one day, in 1 hour. You never really know. Regardless, this gives you protection. So obviously, going back to the example of the Axiom, thank you for the gift, Christoph. What's up, Christoph? I literally just looked over and saw that. Anyways, this thing is kind of jacked up. Sorry, the stream looks weird. Anyways, so the Axiom trader wins in these cases by buying it and having it go straight up. The Axiom trader loses if it goes down. If it goes down even 1%, they're already in a loss, right? But the Meteora trader wins by doing this. If the price just goes up from where we set up our range, theoretically we set up our range right here. If the price just goes up from here, we're not going to lose anything. We're not going to make anything. That's fine. We don't have to make anything. We don't even have to get in range on any of these liquidity pools, because our 1 Sol is just going to sit here and wait, even if the token goes up. So we're really not concerned with the token going up. Instead, we're going to select tokens that we like, that have good volume, that we think have some sort of narrative. Usually you can play tokens and get in and out if you don't really believe in the token and you're just playing it for volume. That's a different story. But really, what I'm telling you guys, you want to open your first liquidity pools on tokens that you actually think are half decent. Anyways, with that said, right, we find a token that we kind of like. We set up this range. Now what our plan is hopefully this token comes down, ranges in our liquidity pool, and comes back up. This is the ideal scenario. This protects you because instead of the Axiom trader, right, let's say you bought 1 Sol and now he's down. As soon as it comes down, think about what the Axiom trader is feeling when it's doing this sort of move, right? He's in despair. He's like, please, 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 please. Oh, we're finally break even again after it comes back here. The Meteora user allows you to farm fees every time your pool gets order flow in this range, because when it goes down into your range, you get fees in the token, right? You get fees in Benham. When it goes up in your range, you get fees in Solana. When it goes down, you get fees in Benham. When it goes up, you get fees in Solana. So you want it to be in your range. Obviously, that was not a very good drawing, but you want something that has good spikes, comes back down, good spike, right? That's a very ideal scenario. I'm not saying this is going to happen with this token. Obviously, it can come down. But even so, even if it fades to 0, the Meteor user is going to be in a better position than the Axiom user. They're going to be the Axiom user, if they bought 1 Sol at this price and it comes all the way down out of our theoretical range, this is a way, the Meteor user is going to take a way smaller loss. Okay, so I don't know if that was good. Good morning, Soulman. Just that I'm Div is making the LP Army chat not very professional, and he's singing along. All right. Anyways, sorry. I'm gonna look at all the chats now. I missed a lot. Pissstart, what's up? Damn, Pissstart, you follow me on X, don't you? I'm on my main as Snatcher. What's up, Snatcher? Check out Noticing. Will do. My new launchpad is going Prive Beta if you want access crime, essentially a more evil Uzento. Why are you doing a Meteor challenge? Aren't you cutting out like 95% of opportunities? What do you mean by that? I'll just kind of explain why it can be more ideal to use Meteor. So it's like an auto DCA. It's like an auto DCA. Yes, Brandon. It's like an auto DCA plus fees. And you get fees. Also, it's different in DCA because on a traditional DCA, as soon as your orders get filled, like as soon as the price comes down into your buy orders, the tokens would initially just get sent to your wallet. On Meteor, however, they actually stay here. All right, we need to get off the Russian radio. I don't think the viewers like that as much. But anyways, on a traditional DCA, right, your orders get filled, they get sent to your wallet, and they're sitting there now. On Meteora, when it gets converted, these are actually going to stay here as sell orders. Let's say the price is all the way down here at this line. Now everything above this is now a sell order. So this is different, obviously, because now you have instantly sell-side liquidity. So if it goes up, you're getting fees in Solana. So with that being said, right, no matter what happens in any scenario, if this comes back out, if you put 1 SOL into this pool to start, this 1 SOL is going to be worth 1 SOL as soon as it comes back out. You know what I mean? Because eventually, let's say it's right here. Let's say price is right here. Let's say price is right here. And now you have this sell side liquidity. These are essentially just sell limit orders now. And after it goes up, these sell limit orders get converted back to Solana. So you can kind of see how it differs from a DCA. And you can use it to DCA. Like, let's say it's down at this price. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to sell out of my tokens. I want to hold them. You can just withdraw the liquidity pool. And technically, it's already acted as a DCA. Sorry, I'm kind of like vomiting from the mouth. Wait. Word vomit, something like that. I heard it in a classroom a long time ago. Anyways, let me get through some of the other questions. New in here, yo, what's up? Java, I lost 50K, not good. How'd you do that? Brain rot. What about full range? Full range in what sense? Hi guys, what is this? Did he create a platform? I did not create a platform. I use Meteor to trade. What do you think about BFS? Do you think Beast is actually launching a coin? No, it's 100% a scam coin. 100% a scam coin, but the fees actually I have heard have been really, really good. You know I don't listen to anyone, but I like your information. Thank you, BR. I try to... Wait, bro, I know you. I think we had talked before. Maybe. Yeah. Never gonna show you anything, but it's definitely like helpful to know. And you know, obviously you're gonna see bigger P&Ls than mine on the timeline because people get in at 10K and sell at 200K. That's fine. If you're a good new pair trader, this is just another tool to add to your arsenal. There's no need to. I mean, I really use Meteora. You know what I mean? But that's just because that's how I trade. I'm a scaredy cat when it comes to aping into stuff usually. So, and in this market, it's a little bit easier for me to. I think in this market, it's not super ideal to be aping into everything. But yeah, at BFS is a complete scam token. But with that being said, the fee generation on BFS is actually very, very high. To be fair, I am one of the very few here. Yes, you are, Div. Honestly, say whatever you want. If you always close your DLMM when the coin breaks above your range, will you ever lose? No, Div, you will... No. Okay, wait. Give me a sec, Div, because I can come back to you. I know you're not going anywhere. But the TikTok chat is going crazy. You like it, Alexander? Nice. Oh, Alexander, what's up? So, more money when in the range. Yes, still snatch. Blue whale. I don't like the whale derivatives. Tomorrow and... Don't know what that says. This looks so confusing. It does look confusing, but it's really, really not. And the one thing I will say is like the UI, the user interface of Meteora is complicated and intimidating to people. But I promise you, if you just open, like if there's a token you're going to trade regardless, just open a pool on the side and you're going to see, like, if you open one pool, it's going to teach you a lot. I promise. I was the one asking about LP was on my alt. Cloakane was telling me to LP my Risen Teen supply. I literally talked to Cloak today. That's actually so funny. Wait. Wait, were you DMing me on Twitter? Yes, more money when in range. So the thing about being in range is, yes, you get money. The way you get a lot of money, or the way that you print a lot, is, let's say this token has a lot of volume. If it's deep in your range, or moderately deep, if it's like halfway in your range, and it's getting good volume and it's having a bunch of volatility, you want volatility, and volume is always good. Unless it's volatility straight to the downside and a ton of volume straight to the downside, obviously not ideal. But yes, you want something where it hangs down and hangs around. Like, honestly, Agartha was not a very good LP in terms of fee generation, but I had been LPing this for so long just because I thought it was a good token. And I actually hit like a really decent win on this just because you can see, like, I don't even remember. I think I've been LPing this for a long time. I'll have to check. But like, do you see how this is like a really, really nice looking chart for the LP? Especially something that you can just like sit and wait in, because it has good volatility, it has decent volume, it's not like an absolute rug token, it's just like it's getting movement up and down every day. It's not something that my new pair trader friends would like. Like I was talking to my friend today, he's like, oh, I don't like this chart. He was talking about fucking, I forget what it was, but I was like, I like that chart, but he just has a different taste. He's like, oh, this is something where I'll get in and I'll have to wait a year for it to do anything. I'm like, that's what I like to do. Yeah, you did get put on hold, Tiff. I just wanna make sure I'm getting to everything. What about full range with more stable token with huge volume? What do you mean by full range, Christoph? I'm confused, because technically on Meteor you can make a bunch of different ranges, you know? Like you can make any range theoretically, you just have to pay for the bins. I've not seen the new Wojak on Ethereum. Please want Solana, I cannot do that. If you got a DCA meme coins, you already missed LMAO. I disagree entirely. Obviously not. Obviously not. Meteor allows you to literally benefit off coins going down. Not in the way that you're shorting it, but in the way that you can plan for it to hold a certain level, and then you can farm fees on incoming order flow. You're literally taking a tax on incoming trading volume. I'm new in crypto. I can't give you any advice on that, Isaiah. Talk to Soul Snatch, honestly. Genuine question. Hypothetically, if I were to enter a coin like this, will you still 10x on a 10x? No. No, you won't. Like I said, let's say I am opening a pool on Agartha right here, right? And with my method, I only go buy side. I don't buy the token for the upside. There are methods where you can buy the token and set it to the upside, right? You can do that. But that adds more risk because you have to buy the token. When you only go one-sided Solana, you are putting your Solana below current price, right? So theoretically, if I have my pool set up like this, and the token, like you said, 10x's from here, nothing's gonna happen, because your pool didn't get any volume, it didn't get any order flow, you didn't collect any fees because it didn't come into your range. So if you set something like this up and it just goes straight up, no, you're not gonna make anything. But it's better than losing, right? Like when I set up a pool and I don't get anything, very rarely am I ever annoyed that it didn't come into my range, because I'm like, whatever, I'll just find another one. It wasn't my play. My play is literally finding tokens that I think are good and will have maybe another move down, hang around, and then come back up. And even aside from that, if the token is really good fee generation and it comes down to here and gets one bounce in your range, you can get out for profit even right here, depending on how good the fee generation is. Like 99% of the time, if the chart does something like this, it comes down and gets one strong spike in your range, you can get out. And this is better because if you had bought the token all the way up here, there's no way you can get out for profit right here. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, Tiv, I'm sorry, there's like fucking 40 people in the chat asking questions, but they'll all cool down in a little bit. Been looking at this meme. Yeah, Benham. I'm literally looking at that right now. That's so funny. If you want to check out Noticing. Noticing, yeah, I can look at it. This one's actually running pretty hard too. I was literally just looking at Benham. I didn't really understand the lore. I like briefly checked it out, but wait, lore. I saw this is a TikTok marketed token. I saw it on my timeline. Well, it looks like the TikTok marketers are starting to win again, because I'm seeing a lot of their tokens do pretty well, to be honest. Div, I promise, I'm here. The Great Noticing. Interesting. Kind of like Epstein vibe, you know what I mean? Maybe. This is not something I would play right now, but I'll keep an eye on it. You know what I mean? Like, it's too early for me to be pooling this, but I'm definitely, I'll keep an eye on it. Alright, almost through. Help me walk through LPing my Risen team. Soul Snatch, can you just, I don't really want to do that on stream, unfortunately. But I will, just hit me up and I'll help you out for sure. Crime, is it possible to trade LP with 0.2 Sol? So there's one like bottleneck here, right? And that is that you have to pay refundable soul when you're entering LPs. So, for example, if I was going to Agartha here, see, I've earned a good amount of fees from Agartha in the past. Anyways, if I'm going here, right, and I'm entering a standard pool, you need to pay 0.057 soul. It's going to be refundable, but you need this to open the position. When you close the position, you get the spec, and usually my range is actually going to be even wider. So if I'm going, let's say, minus 90%, which isn't uncommon, then you have to pay 0.15 Solana refundable soul. So this is the bottleneck, because obviously you get this money back, but if you have 0.2, that means you can only put in like 0.04, you know, and you're paying most of it in rent. So thank you guys. Thank you for the gifts. Oh, is that high code in this bitch? Dave, what's up? What's up, Dave? I don't know about that, Lee. I usually don't recommend any call groups. Like, I'd say most of the ones that get advertised are kind of scammy. Mr. Producer, I'm literally teaching how to protect yourself. Wait. Soul Snatch just sent a bunch of gifts. Thank you, bro. Thank you. No way. Numbers game, you end up unprofitable. I mean, you can think that. I'm kind of teaching you how you can actually have an edge in this. Okay, Div, I got you now. If you always close your DLMM when the coin breaks above your range. Dang, Soul Snatch is spamming me. Soul Snatch, I promise, just DM me, but I don't really want to go over on stream, if you know what I'm saying. Dang, it's blowing up my ears. It's kind of destroying my ears, I'm not gonna lie. No, Div, you'll never lose doing that. The only issue is like, for example, Agartha here, just as an example, right? If this goes up above my range, then I'll have like, what, $1 of the fees. I know you know how this works, Div, but basically, after it comes out of your range and you close it, yes, you're fine. You've gotten your fees, no impermanent loss. Like, when you close your pool in range, you will suffer some impermanent loss. So when you close it above, no impermanent loss, obviously that's always the ideal situation. You know what I mean? And then after that, it just comes to like when you want to sell your fees. Couldn't you filter out all Meteora, Jupiter type protocols, Orca 2, and try to hunt tokens on launchpads like Token Mill? Damn, bro's thinking. I was looking for something like that like not recently, but like probably 6ish. Joseph Martin, what's up? Hey buddy, what are your filters on Meteora, if any? Thank you. 1 second. I will. I'll answer you in a sec. So, Div, that's actually a really good question, because I was thinking about that a while ago, and there are ways to do it, but at this point in time in the market, there's like not many people are doing that. But I've been looking, because you know how much I love Dizzy and Token Mill back in the day. Actually, I don't like Token Mill. That was just a terrible team, low-key. Oh, no worries. So it's I know it sounds confusing, but I promise like after you open the first one, it will be you'll see what it means. I got break even though trading technical analysis. I can't trade news or narratives. Yeah. Is USOR cooked? USOR was always a scam token, but the fees LPing it were actually really good. Mr. Beast Coin is also a scam, but also a token that had very high fees. You're not making any money because they take so long to pump. Don't know. Alright. Joseph. Hey, buddy, what are your filters on Meteora, if any? Thank you. I don't use Meteora usually to scan tokens. Honestly, just if you're like just starting, this is kind of like newbie, I know. I'm probably going to get roasted for it. But the deck screener homepage is not a bad place to start. to be honest. Like, if you scroll here, obviously there's an Epstein meta right now. And what I used to do, if you're just starting, is just go ahead and like right click open like all of these, right? And then just, I don't like the way this one looks. I know it's a TikTok marketed token, so I'm staying away from this. Maybe I'll give it a test pool, but not what I'm doing right now. This is actually a really good looking token. You know, obviously questionable meta. I don't really want to discuss too much on live, but it fits in with the Epstein narrative. The chart looks really good. 7 mil in volume is really, really high, and 3.5 mil market cap. Like this token looks healthy to me. Okay, this is something where we're actually going to open a pool on this later. Actually, in just a second after we get through, so you guys can see how this works. I'm going to walk you through exactly how this works. Instead of having most liquidity at the bottom, could you switch to liquidity pyramid and have all of your liquidity at the top? Yes, you could, Div. Which is basically like when you're opening this, you know how I normally go bid ask, which has most of the liquidity at the bottom. If you just switch to curve, it just flips it. So most of your liquidity is going to be at the top. The reason this is not as ideal, and the reason why I don't do it, is because if the token dumps hard, let's say it dumps like 50% or, you know, halfway through our range down to here. Now that we're halfway through, we're going to be worried because most of our Solana is stacked here. And if the token is in the middle of our range, these bins up here are not doing anything. They're not generating fees. The only way these get any activity up here is obviously if the price comes all the way back up. So with that being said, your pool is going to depreciate more because, right, it's swapping more Solana to the token earlier or higher up on the price. So if this token is at, right, it's at 5.4 and it's swapping most of your liquidity, it's swapping a large amount of your liquidity up here, and then it drops 50%, it's just like getting, you've converted most of your soul earlier at this higher price range, as opposed to bid ask, right? If it's halfway through, you're chilling, you're like, okay, I have way more liquidity at the bottom, and the tokens up here, you're not going to suffer as much pool depreciation. I keep saying pool depreciation. In Meteora and LPing, we call it impermanent loss. It's impermanent. I mean, I don't like the term impermanent loss because they make it sound like, you know, it's not permanent. But basically, it's called impermanent because you're still in the pool. But it is permanent because your tokens have already depreciated in value if the price is already down here. And then spot is obviously just even throughout the whole range. Joseph says, what are the filters? So one more thing, I'll give you, if you already know what's going on and if you're looking for more plays coming out, I'll show you what scanner I use. And you can use these filters on any site, doesn't have to be Dex Screener. But basically, something that is not bad criteria for DLMMs is 10k minimum liquidity, 100k minimum market cap, 40 mil maximum market cap, and then 36-hour pair age, just to make sure you don't fill up a ton of make sure you don't miss any tokens, and then 200k 24-hour volume. This should make it so that you filter out most of the garbage, and honestly, like, most of this stuff is going to be garbage still. So what I do on this is I sort it by age, and if I'm really active throughout the day, I'll keep this open, check it every once in a while, and I just go through and I check the Dex page. So any token that has a paid an icon here on the side, I go ahead and look at, and then from there it's going to be pretty obvious. It's going to be pretty obvious which ones are just like not at all worth it. So we're going to go through this and just eyeball everything really, really quickly. Uno mas. Okay, yeah, obviously not playing that. Obvious rug, you know what I mean? So that one's easy. Obvious rug on this one. Obvious rug on this one, or farm, whatever you want to call it. Obvious, like they're all so ass, you know what I mean? So obviously this one looks a bit better. I don't really know what the lore is behind this. We'll keep that open. It's not awful. Valentine, you guys know I don't really like the holiday themed tokens, and 10 mil market cap before Valentine's, like, nah, I'm not touching that. Not touching this probably. Elon tweet, not bad, but eh. These things lose their novelty really quickly. It's just like not an A+. Not playing that. Not playing that. Oh wait, that's monkey business. My friend is actually in this. He actually has a lot of money in this. Alright. Let me just go through these real quick. BLM. Honestly, this chart doesn't look awful. Minecraft vibe. I don't know if there's something deep in this, but probably not going to play that regardless. Not something I'm going to sleep on anyways. Like, maybe if it was earlier in the day, I'd give it a shot, monitor it, but because we're going to bed a little bit later. This actually doesn't look that bad. Okay, let me get it. We'll review this. I'm going to look at chat. Could you combine the idea of switching the liquidity pyramid and also always trying to close above top range line and try to bid the very bottom of the token? So are you talking about, let's say it comes down into your range, like the way I do it, like bid ask, and then withdraw, set it so it sells out more on the upside? Is that what you're saying, Div? Sorry. Oh my gosh. CC at the top. Let's go. All right, Soul Snatch. You can't explicitly shill the token though. You can't do that. You can't do that, bro. You know, if I'm not shilling tokens, you can't do it. Just cause, like, I don't like giving people explicit. It's just like, that's just not something I do, you know what I mean? No hate, no hate. It's just, you know how it goes, you know how it goes. I try to not do that to people. And I'm not saying that they're going to lose money or anything. It's just like any buyer, so like I'm trying to teach you guys strategies so that you can use this and make your own opinions, because I'm never going to tell you explicitly to buy or sell any token or enter a pool on any token unless it's like an A+++ opportunity. Then I'll tell you what's going on, but like I'm never going to give you explicit stuff, because I'm under the impression if you're asking people what coin to buy, like you've already lost, you're already not on the right track. If you actually learn how this protocol works and then you use your own skill, your own intuition to choose your own tokens, like you might be like, oh, well, I don't know what token to choose. It's all about experience, and it's a lot about using your mind in terms of like finding real trends, right? Like I obviously find opportunities that just give really good fee generation. That's fine. But when it comes to like meme coins, like using your own insight into what is viral right now, what memes you're seeing on social media and stuff like that is really, really important. The guys are glazing in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Payne. Thanks, Payne. No hate, Snatch. You know, it's just like, yes, Div, you can do that. A lot of people, so Div is saying, hey, that's actually like a good, this is way more advanced, but Div is saying, let's say you make a curve like this, right? Let's say you make a curve like this, and this is what we call bid-ask curve on Meteor, where most of your liquidity is stacked towards the bottom, right? So Div is saying, okay, what happens if it comes down into your range towards here, and then you withdraw, and you redeposit them so that it's actually stacked towards more liquidity towards the top? That is something you can definitely do, but it takes some balls, and I've never done it because I don't have the balls to do that, to be honest. But yes, and in this case, you would earn a lot more on the token appreciation, right? Because you're buying more down here, and then you set it up where you're selling more up here. So basically, it's just kind of like a little bit different way of trading, but basically you're buying more low and you're selling more high. So yes, Div, that is definitely something you could do. Let's go. Snatch, I promise. Just DM me. I got you. I got you. I'll help you set up the Risen I'll say it. I'll help you set up the Risen teen pool. I'm acting like it's a curse word. Nah, but I got you for real. Just hit me up. No, you don't. We can just honestly, if you want to like hop on a call too, I got you. Just because I'll give you some of the options you can use it for. No, you don't. You don't need that much. I'm not saying it's gonna run as hard. I'm just saying the narrative itself is going to. Sorry, I didn't even see Abdullah. Buttcoin is a fart coin level narrative. I literally don't know how nobody's catching on. I have a friend LPing Buttcoin right now, actually. Joseph, are you still in here? Did I answer your question appropriately? It's really, really strong, to be honest. Yeah, my friend is LPing this right now, actually. I think it's actually doing like pretty decent in terms of fee generation too. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna touch it here. A little bit too far gone. It's a little bit too high of a market cap, but yeah. Anyways, let's open some pools. Do I call out what I'm LPing? Yeah, yes. I'm probably not going to. Here, guys, if you want to join. Wow, 666 members. Someone change that. Just kidding. I'm not really superstitious, so I could give a fuck. Anyways, feel free to join. I don't really call out like what I'm entering. Like, as soon as I open a position, I'm not gonna call it out. But like, like if I'm discussing it, like, me, Pips, and Will, and Sam, and Pinto, like we're normally like discussing stuff, so I'll talk about what I'm in. But in terms of like explicit calls, no. Like technically, like I talk a lot about what my thoughts are on certain coins, so you could technically like read into what I'm saying and copy me, but I mean, I'm not even the smartest guy, so like I don't know if you want to really do that. But yeah, I do. Just did I answer your question? Did you see the filters I gave out? And honestly, like I really do use the Telegram because Pips is always on fire. Pips is like always scanning new tokens. He actually sends like decent coins. And just keep in mind, even if Pips sends something, it doesn't mean you go ahead and just join. But he sends good tokens that you should check out and do your own research on. And then you can make your own decision whether it's something you want to give it a shot or not. So that's kind of how the Telegram works. And yeah, I do get a lot of calls from him, to be honest. I'm a little bit more like hands off nowadays because I have to fucking manage and clip stuff, and I've actually just been busy like traveling around. So, but yeah. Yeah, we're gonna set up an LP on. Why are you using Dex? That's a good question. I'm honestly about to pivot to GMGN. It's because Dex has always had the most aesthetic user interface, in my opinion. I've always liked looking at the charts the most. I like how the volume, I can read the volume a little bit better on here. But Dex Screener has been pissing me off, so like we might honestly transition to GMGN. And also, I'm not playing tokens that have insane order flow and insane price action, so like I don't really care. Like I know Dex Screener is slower than like GMGN or Axiom or anything like that. So if I am in a new token, obviously I'm not going to be on Dex Screener, but for the sake of what I prefer, I just like looking at charts on Dex Screener, so that's really the only reason. Anyways, we're going to open an LP on not K2, not that one, not that one. What was the toilet token? I kind of like that. Not gonna lie, I think I might have been on it before. Yeah, it was right here. Okay, I'm gonna open a LP on Goyim and what else? What else was I thinking? Oh yeah, the one that he sent earlier. We're gonna check to see if this is doable. So for Goyim, for example, right? I'm gonna show you guys my thought process when I'm choosing. I need to get rid of all of these tabs. So here, right, Goyim, this token is pretty strong. It's probably pretty unlikely we see it go back to 742. I don't even care, even though it's unlikely. Joseph says, thanks. How about looking for profitable wallets and tracking them? I have like a few wallets that I watch, but in terms of like actually tracking them, it's not really something I use. I know Pips tracks a lot of good wallets, and that's how he finds some of these tokens early. I'm not the guy to ask that question to, unfortunately. I'm not an expert in that field. Anyways, I'm looking at this token, right? And obviously we can see that whatever 750, 800k is kind of the recent support. You could set up the bottom of your range here. You could, but this is still a little tight for me because I can't tell you how many damn times I've seen a token do this, fade here, take this support, and then it eventually cracks down even lower. So on something like Goyim, I think this is pretty strong, to be honest. So I think the bottom of my range is going to be approximately, let's go 400k, right? That's not too bad. Maybe even 360 is fine. Okay, 360k is going to be the bottom of our range. So you might be saying, okay, well, how do I set up a range? Agreeing with that. So this is the current price. You can go over here if you're mapping it out on your chart first, and you can grab this little price range indicator, drag it all the way down. Ooh, look at us. We've gotten nearly my preferred range, minus 88%. That actually was not intentional, believe it or not. So we're going to enter an 88% range. Now, you guys might be thinking this is super, super wide. That's fine. But now that I'm so wide, I can throw in a little bit more size, right? So I'm going to copy this CA. Now that we have our range and what we think is going to go on, we are going to go to Meteora. We are going to go to pools. We're going to see which pool to enter. And we can get into pool nuances in the future. But for the sake of simplicity, when you're just starting, just choose the pool that has the most money in it. So I said money. That's the easy word for TVL. TVL stands for total value locked. So basically what that means is how much dollar value is in the pool. So this one has 226k. The next runner up has 62k. We're going to go to the 226k one. Just make it simple for now. Now I'm going to go here, and I'm going to, usually when you're just starting Meteora, autofill is going to be enabled. When I'm doing my one-sided bid side strategy, obviously you want to have this disabled, because if I go one here, it's going to expect me to have tokens to put on the upside. This requires me to buy tokens. This is why going two-sided is more risky, because if you enter a two-sided pool, you have to buy, what, $92 worth of tokens to equal your one soul. Let's say I open this pool and it just goes straight down. Then it's just like me having this tokens. It's like me buying the tokens and just having it go straight down. So anyways, we're going to go here, disable autofill, put in our Solana. So I'm going to actually go like, I'm going to go 6 soul, bid ask, and then we're going to go 88% down. So that is literally what we mapped out here. Now, do you see how this kind of stacks up? Think about this curve and flip it vertically. So basically, right, this is the curve that we're seeing on Meteora. And sorry, my drawings are scuffed, but you can see as it gets towards the bottom of our range, our orders get bigger and bigger. Our buy limit orders, our liquidity gets bigger and bigger towards the bottom. This, again, protects us against impermanent loss. So now we have everything set up. We're ready to enter. We hit add liquidity, enter our password, whatever. And we are good to go. And then we hit confirm. Meteor does this thing. Now we have our open liquidity position. You see how nothing's happening right now? That's because the price isn't moving very intensely. So if this token, if this price ends up dropping, then we are going to see these blue bars get converted to purple, because each of these little bins, you see how small they are? There's 271 bins in here. So what that basically means is there's 271 different price points where our Solana, our liquidity, is at. So as it goes down through each of these bins, our Solana will eventually get converted to the token the lower it goes. Or other case is that this token just keeps going higher and we don't get any action on the pool. Strike Yo's here, fuck. I have been talking for a while. Div, any other questions? What we on? What exactly are we? Am I explaining? We're explaining how to use Meteor to trade meme coins. Crime, how long have you been doing lives? I don't even know. Like, probably like, Div, how long? Div was here from the very beginning. Probably like, I think June. I started back in like April or May. I think June is really when I started getting serious, and then I invented the vest aesthetic. Strikey said he was here from the beginning too. Mr. Crime, do you only do LPing? I come out of retirement every once in a while to ape in tokens, but I'm not a good new pair trader. I'm trying to get better, but like also I don't really care that much because this works so well, and I'm not super concerned about making 100K in 1 month right now. Obviously that would be nice, but like I'm just interested in growing this small little wallet I have to as high as we can go. If I can get this wallet to 1,000 soul, like that'd be kind of ledge, you know what I mean? So. Mr. Creme, if you teach me LPing, I'll help you with new pairs. Hey, I'm always willing to learn. That's one thing. I don't discriminate. Like, if you guys have stuff that I don't know, I'm always interested to learn. Who was the other one? What do you mean, Div? I don't know what you're talking about, Div. What's the difference between buying on Axiom than LPing? I did go over this already, but because we are on... So also, I'm somewhat affiliated with Meteora. I guess I'm on the content team, but I go live on their YouTube channel every Monday and answer more DLMM related questions. So if you guys want to go over, drop a like, subscribe, whatever. We have Div, we have Joseph in here. But anyways, obviously, and also the reason why why I'm glazing Meteora so hard is not because they're paying me. They pay me like a very, very substantial amount of money for the work I do. Anyways, but that is not why I use them. I literally used Meteor for a whole year before I even knew anyone on the team, before I was even like, I was doing this challenge when I didn't even have a channel. I used to be called Chives, believe it or not, and no one knew who I was. I was just LPing with my friends back in the day, and then eventually I was like, well, it's getting to a point now where I think more people should learn about this. So, oh, Shark, yeah. I didn't know what you were talking about. LP provision versus futures trading, which is better or more profitable? I like LPing better. Obviously, like, when you're starting, you're not going to see these massive P&Ls and whatnot. I know, Cloak. I know. 173. Wait, why is it not updated? I should be at 173. My bad. Let me fix this. I'm actually at 173 Solana as of today. So we fixed that. Yes, and Jacob. So you never. Oh, I can't really tell you right now, Div. Just DM me on Telegram right now, just to remind me. I'll tell you. So basically, we'll do another example here. So basically, I'm gonna try to shorten this up for you. So when you're buying on Axiom, you're using a market order to get in the token, right? So that means the current price is right here. You swap your 1 SOL to the token at this level, right? So if it goes down, you are in trouble because you already have your entry, you're fully in the token. However, if it goes up, you're golden. So in no scenario when you buy this token do you want it to go down. On Meteora allows you to take your 1 Solana, break it up between a bunch of different limit buy orders, Basically, Meteor automatically takes your one sol and splits it up between a ton of different limit buy orders below the current price. So now, instead of buying it here, you actually have your one Solana spread out further down beneath the price. So if the token comes down and moves in this range, it's gradually converting your Solana to the token. Not only that, Meteor allows you to charge tax on incoming order flow. So when other traders use your liquidity, like let's say someone has $2,000 of this token and they sell it here, and you have your liquidity set up here, they are going to use some of your liquidity. They are going to use some of your Solana. They're going to take some of your Solana and give you the token in return. This is what liquidity providing in any market means. You have your limit orders, and other people, impatient buyers or sellers, are coming in and taking out your limit orders, right? So the reason Meteor is so powerful is because you are able to charge tax on the incoming order flow. So as it goes down, let's say price is right here, it's coming down. Oh, your first order got filled to the token, right? That means as soon as your first order gets filled to the token, you get some fees in the token. So as it comes down, you get fees in Benham, for example, whatever this token is called, Benham. So right, it comes down another limit buy order. More of your Solana is converted to the token. You get more fees in the token, right? Comes down even more Solana is converted to the token. You get more fees in the token. Now, let's say it comes up from here. Now that you are right here in the pool, anything, this is the current price theoretically, anything above here, this used to be Solana, but now that current price is down here, these are now tokens to the upside. So these are basically sell limit orders. So as it goes up, let's say it goes up in your tokens, your Benham tokens, now, right, converted back to Solana, converted back to Solana. When that happens, you get fees in Solana. So theoretically, you want something like this to happen because, right, comes down, you get fees in Benham, goes up, you get fees in Solana, goes down, you get fees in Benham, goes up, you get fees in Solana, goes down, you get fees in Benham. So you want something that ranges, like, theoretically, if the price had unlimited volume and unlimited volatility and it did this forever, you would get unlimited money. Theoretically, that's never going to happen because obviously volume fades, volatility changes, but you're getting the picture, right? If it did this forever with unlimited volume and unlimited volatility, you could make unlimited fees. So that is kind of the way that works. I know, it's hurting my brain too, High Code. Oh my gosh, I cannot keep up, man. Mintung, please stop spamming my chat. I will look at your token, maybe eventually, but like you're really clogging the chat with that, and that's all I can see. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna look at your token if you keep spamming it. Not to be like harsh, but like, come on. What if it just nukes? Good question. What if the token just nukes? So there is obviously still a way to lose. Okay, so our ideal situation, the A+ situation is for us to set up an LP. It does this. You keep your fees in the token, and then you get out with no pool depreciation because it comes up out of your range. Let's say you put in one sol. If you put in one sol here, if it breaks back above where you started your pool, this is going to be worth one sol again. However, you're going to have extra fees in Solana and in the token. So if you're super bullish on the token, you can hold your fees from the token for higher. So that's how you can play it if you think it's going to go higher. Another way you can play it is that, let's say it comes down to here, comes down to here, comes down to here. It's getting good volume, and then it gets a nice spike to here. At this point, you can get out for profit, or even earlier, honestly. If it comes down to here and gets one spike here, you can get out for profit. So you can see how even though you're opening the position all the way up here, eventually you can get out for profit even lower in the range. However, obviously you can still take losses because let's say it just goes straight down. If it does, like this probably shouldn't happen theoretically, but if it did something like this and you got no movement up in the range, you're not going to collect any fees in Solana, right? Because it's converting all of your Solana straight to the token with no bounce. If you got like a bounce in here, then you get some fees in Solana. But it is possible for the token to straight rug down. At this point, your last, if it broke below this level, your last buy order is going to be down here. And now that it's below here, you're basically just holding the token, because think about it. All of your Solana buy orders are now, if the price is down here, everything above here are just sell limit orders. So it's basically just like bag holding the token, which is why I teach my group, or my students, whatever you want to call them, the people who are learning to DLMM. I teach them, usually, if it breaks out of your range, you're going to want to go ahead and take the loss. You're going to withdraw your liquidity pool, take the loss. That's the easiest method to do. And it sucks because obviously you're taking a loss, but it's going to protect you in the long term. So yes, you can still lose money, because think about it. One soul, right? Let's say one soul is in this entire pool. At the very beginning of this pool, as soon as your Solana starts getting converted to the token, this chunk of Solana, or this chunk of liquidity, is now the token if price is right here. So if it keeps going down and down, your tokens up here are going to depreciate. So what your hope is when you're LPing is that your fees in here are going to make up for the pool depreciation. Because if it drops all the way down, your one Solana in this case at the very bottom is probably going to be worth maybe 0.5, maybe 0.4. So you're going to suffer around a 0.4 or 0.5 soul loss if it drops all the way below. Your hope is that you've earned enough in fees to at least offset the blow, to at least completely make up for the loss based on the fees, or at least soften the blow of the loss. Like if it did something like this and got some good volume but eventually fell down, you'd probably take like a 0.2 soul loss, right? As opposed to if it went straight down, you'd take a 0.5, 0.6 soul loss. But if you got decent amount of fees, this is going to limit your risk. Holy crap. The chat is popping off. Testicles are going crazy right now. Is it really? My friend was LPing Testicle really, really, really hard. Oh my gosh. I wonder if he closed out or if he's still in. Look at that. My friend absolutely loved this token to LP, just by the way. Alright, this guy's getting banned, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but like I'll look at your token if you're just not straight spamming it. You know what I mean? Like Strikeo's doing it now. You're lucky I didn't ban you by accident, Strikeo. Usually I ape 20% of my soul on DLMM, or better I compound to aped. What do you mean by that, Aru? Sorry, I don't really know what you mean there. I started this challenge on August 1st of 2024. Thank you, Highcode, for helping me out. Why does it say 167? Doesn't it say 173 on the screen? Anyways, yeah. So it's taken me. I started on August 1st of 2024, so around a year and a half ish. Hachiko, interesting. Holy crap. Strikeout, please stop. Hey, what's up, Wampa? Nice to see you, Wampa. I turned 0.4 to 1.5, so at the time I got nuked because using 80% of my bounce. Sorry. Let me see. Want to hear a fun fact? Yes, I do, Strikeo. How do I learn more about LPing? Feel free to drop a follow. Literally 99% of my content is LPing. So, Frolix, what's up, Frolix? Mint Solana is a scam. I don't. I'll look at it later, but there's just so much to look at right now. But I have a ton of info on my TikTok, on my YouTube. My YouTube stuff is like me yapping for like 20 minutes per video. But it is good info. If you want more shorter form content on my strategies and stuff, feel free to check out the TikTok. You have high blood pressure? I think I have high blood pressure too. What do I think about Rysantine? It's there's a team pushing it on TikTok is all I'll really say. Is that the real DV? No way. No, it's not. I don't know. I'm not gonna be LPing it. I don't know. Though one thing I'll say is I don't really like holiday tokens or any token that has a date attached to it, usually they're going to be planning on offloading before that date comes. Check your blood pressure. I used to have really, really bad blood pressure when I abused stimulants in college. Normal level is like 120. What is it? Trying to get started. Where do I begin? You're in the right place. Drop a follow. Pen hit time. Yeah, you're low-key right, Div. Honestly, we're all grown-ups here, you know what I mean? I forgot you streamed a Meteor on Mondays instead of Twitch. Yes, I could. Did you complete the challenge? Yes, I did. Crypto meme. I did. Are you LPing Goyim? I am. Whoa. Someone just sent a gift and it popped up on my head. Is that you, Alexander? Thank you. What's the vest for? Just having more protection in the trenches, you already know. Strike here. We're good. Don't worry about it. Just, you need to lower your sodium intake, brother. I know me and you, Russian blood, we're always ingesting the sodium, but just take it easy. What's your thoughts on a token at 6.7 mil market cap with 1.1 mil liquidity? Send me the ticker. I actually love salt. My friend, I was with my friend this weekend, and he is such a freaking like sweet tooth head, and like he's looking at the thing, he's like, dude, you gotta take these Oreos away from me. He's like, dude, are you not even fiending for an Oreo? I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck about sweet shit. Like, honestly, I like pickles and like meat. Any guide or tips on DLMM that I can read on X maybe? Y'all just need to work out, gang. So I will show one thing, okay? Feel free to look at my Twitter. I have like so much content on the Twitter. But I will say the very first guide that I ever used back in June 2024 when I was trying to understand how this worked was the wise.trade. This is actually made by a friend of mine, or he wasn't my friend when I first found it, but he is my friend now. Very smart guy, and he actually has a very, very good guide here. So the wise.trade, if you're an analytical person, if you like reading text and rereading text over and over again, I think I read this guide probably, I don't even know, like 5 times. I still didn't really understand what was going on. But yes, this is a very good guide. So the wise.trade, good place to read something long form if you want. Yeah, I'll show them. They're very good. Are there strategies for what to do with fees, when to compound, sell token immediately, etc.? So that is really going to come with your experience, because I've come in, I've kind of gone through phases of claiming my fees and setting it to the upside. I've gone through phases. It depends on what you think of the token. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. For example, Toilet. Not super confident on this. If something like this happened, here, we're just gonna remove everything. The fuck is going on? Where's remove indicators? Oh, okay. So on something like this, it's not something I super believe in, right? So if I set up a pool here, and it ranges for a bit, it comes down, it ranges for a bit, I'm probably going to like sell right here if I'm in profit here, because I don't really necessarily love the meme. What to do with fees, when to compound, sell token immediately, etc. So if it's like really high fee generation and I don't love the token, I don't love the narrative, I don't see it surviving, but it's just printing really well, then I'm going to sell my fees quicker. You know what I mean? But if it's something like Agartha, for example, where it's more of a longer term thesis, and you're looking to have exposure to this thing over weeks or months or days or however long it is, this is something where I'm going to keep some of my fees. And I actually still have some of my Agartha fees from very long time ago. I actually cooked on this pool. I cooked on this pool pretty damn hard, actually, back in the day. As you can see, I have 260 of the fees. Back when I initially got out of the pool all the way back here, I sold most of my fees back here once I got a nice pump and got out, and then I held some of the fees. So I held these fees all the way down to, what, 196K? So it's really up to your discretion on how much you believe in the token. And also, let's say I was LPing it. Let's say I was LPing it here, whatever. There is a world where you can set up your fees to the upside. It's not something I do all the time, so I'm not gonna give you an explicit answer on that. You just kind of have to feel it out, test out what works for you. Selling fees is never really a bad thing. It's just about, like, if you sell your fees early, it's just about uh, not getting as much profit as you could have had. So that's really the thing with that. All these kids these days don't even know what XBT stands for. Rip all my Bitcoin on BitMEX. I actually do know what XBT stands for and why it stands for it. Um, any currency that's not tied to a specific nation is denoted with an X. Example: XAU, XAG, etc. And when the Perp exchange first launched, they were always denoted, or Bitcoin was always denoted as XBT instead of BTC at the very beginning. Love your stream, man. Been seeing it a lot on X. Nice, really. I'll drop you a follow, boss. You'll have to let me know what your X is. Oh yeah, guys. Honestly, wait, we're losing followers or viewers. If you guys want to drop me a follow, Raija just dropped a follow. I'll follow all you guys back on X right now. Everyone gets a follow back because I'm trying to grow the account. X is really where like the crypto motion is. So, Crime XBT no period. I'm gonna wait for you guys to drop a follow. I'm waiting. I'm gonna look at the chat while I'm waiting. Hey, what's up, Pain? Wait, I already follow you. Bro, didn't even follow me. Bro, that's crazy, Pain. That's crazy work. How did I actually follow you before? Did you unfollow me or something? Unbelievable. Mr. Beef, man, irritated. Wait, we have some people with some motion in the chat. Rochester, I met Rochester in person actually. Very nice guy, very nice guy. This is your full-time job. It is indeed. But if Soul goes to 50, I might have to, change that. I could say sorry, he doesn't have motion on X. I don't care. I didn't have motion. I still don't really have motion. I don't know what I'm saying. It's 2 a.m. I'm literally exhausted. I might be heading off soon. Let's see if we can open a pool on Venom, and that's probably the last thing we'll end up doing. But I was talking to my classmate today about the new Epstein list, and he yelled out what I said. What did you say? The Epstein meta is like going crazy right now. Drag your shadow. Did that help you out? Did that help you out? I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna wind down the stream. I'm gonna end the YouTube stream in a little bit, and then I'm just gonna chill on TikTok and not go over stuff. And we can just hang out and talk for a bit. Anyways, Venom. This is what we're gonna do. Gosh, I am not looking forward to going through and looking at the timestamps because I do need to clip some stuff. I'm actually going on. Okay. I know it's like it's kind of hard. Like it's a really ambiguous answer to that question. So you're just gonna have to feel it out. And yeah, if it's a token you don't believe in as much and you're just in it for fee generation, definitely be more quick to sell. If it's something that you like as a meme intrinsically, you think it has good virality, has good staying power, then it's kind of a situation where you can hold your fees for longer. Do you endorse by Met to educate DLMM mate? Somewhat. I'm on the content team, but I don't get paid large amounts to teach or anything yet. The goal is to get a nice check from Meteora, because I don't want to be sponsored or endorsed by any other company in crypto, because like they've done the most for me, honestly, out of any like company or any protocol. Like I love their protocol so much, I will use them even if there was no airdrop or they didn't know my name. Like, they didn't know who I was for like the longest time. Like, I just liked using their software. I've been LPing and the roller coaster has been real. Just when I think I get the hang of it, I get humbled quick. That's the way it goes, man. I experienced that in December. I was just doing the worst. I was trading so bad. I was not following my discipline. Everything was going wrong. So I definitely feel you. All right, so let's sync this with Jupiter price. See if the bins are paid for. Oh, nice. I actually can get in. Okay, so I am actually going to get a little bit spicy on this. No. I wish I could go wider, but I can't. So the one nuance with Meteora is that if it's not a very popular pool or a pretty new token, sometimes these bin arrays are not going to be paid for. When you're opening a pool and you're paying for like a new range, sometimes you have to pay this non-refundable. So you kind of have to tinker with it and find the range where it's going to allow you. So see, like minus 68% is where the cutoff is. So this is the widest I can go right now without having to pay. So minus 68% really isn't that wide. So I'm just going to go to Solana here. Yeah, we're just going to go to Solana here. It's actually already getting filled nice. Or not nice. Depends how you look at it. Bro, why is M2 hating? I've been on 173 Sol for a month. That is not true. That is not true. Maybe like a week or something. Bro, honestly, I don't understand. I'll literally pull up the PNL curve right now. Just for you, boss. Just because I'm transparent. Like, I tell you guys when I lose, I tell you when I win. There's no secret, but why did you spot on that one? Because that's a good question. So I went half spot, half bid ask. It's just because I don't know. I probably should have gone both bid ask for example, to be honest, but sometimes on these lower cap tokens, because I want like quicker exposure, I'll just go spot. But honestly, going all bid ask was the smart move. All right. You want to see the 1 month PNL, buddy? Here you go. Honestly, not really that great looking, but I have not been on 173 for 1 month, as you can see. We are at cumulative 36 Sol this month. So I know, Strikeo, but it's all good. Anyways, anything to say, M2? Anything useful to say, buddy? Just kidding. I don't mean to hate. I thought you were hating, so you know I gotta clap back. With this viewership, your pulling should be getting a payout. Low key, I good. You're onto something. All right, I'm gonna head off of the YouTube stream. Div, Drag Your Shadow, Joe. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. Can you guys please drop a like, and subscribe to the LP Army TV? It's good for my public image. But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys actually had really good questions tonight. I think we went over a good amount of stuff, and I will see you guys next time on the LP Army TV. Got a cheat sheet on your disciplines? Would love a framework to reference. My cheat sheet on discipline is when I'm out of range, I cut the loss, or I try to cut the loss. In December, like I was saying, when I was like disobeying my discipline and stuff, I was letting things go out of range, and I was just hoping and praying that it would come back. That is not what you want to do. You want to be nice and tight with your discipline. As soon as it comes out of your range, just take the loss and move on. It's going to save you pain in the future, I promise. And if it comes out of your range, just take it to the next one and be like, okay, well, that went way lower than I was expecting. Maybe I should go even wider or something like that. You know what I mean? So the cheat sheet for me, discipline, is just, yeah, cut your loss when you're out of range. Maybe give it like 1 or 2 minutes if you really want, but I'm telling you, it really is ideal to cut take the loss. Even if it bounces as soon as you sell, it's gonna suck. The feeling sucks when you sell and it bounces, but overall, it's gonna help you survive better. All right, Drag Your Shadow. Just DM me. I appreciate your questions. They've been good. Just DM me on Twitter or something if you have anything else. I'm